Hi, kindergartners. Earlier this month, we had what's called Fire Prevention Week. In honor of that special week, we often do some fire safety activities. We'll hear some fire safety stories. And this week, we even did a little art project. And I'll talk to you about that in a bit. So last week, you would have noticed that there were a couple of fire safety things that went home in your packet. Just a few little extra activities for you to do at home. This week there will be a couple more, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. Typically around this time, we would also take a field trip. We'd hop on a school bus and take a field trip to the Sturgeon Bay Fire Department. Some of those Sturgeon Bay firefighters would also come and visit us here at Sunset School and do some extra educational fire safety activities here. With the current situation, of course, we can't do that, but they have sent out a link to teachers that includes a virtual field trip to the fire station. So I will look that over, and if I think it is age appropriate, I will send that link to you via Seesaw or Blooms so that you can take a virtual field trip of your own to the fire station. Last week, there was a checklist that went home in your packets. That was from the Sturgeon Bay Fire Department. And that would be something I would highly recommend doing, not just for your own preparation and safety at home, but also because the firefighters in the past have taken those finished, completed checklists and they have put them all together and they've done a drawing. And they draw a number of names, and those individuals who are drawn win a prize. So something to consider. Fill out those checklists and get them back to us. We then will get them to the Sturgeon Bay Fire Department for you. This week, you'll have a little art project going home in your packet. And before doing that art project today at school, we read a story called Dot the Fire Dog. So I'd like to share that story with you now. Dot the Fire Dog was written and illustrated by Lisa Desimini. So she wrote the story, she was the author and wrote the words. She was also the illustrator and made the pictures. Dot the Fire Dog lives in the firehouse and sleeps by the firefighters' big rubber boots. Here you get a good close-up look of Dot the dog. Their black jackets with yellow stripes hang on hooks next to their helmets, while the big red fire truck waits downstairs. The firefighters might be stirring a pot of spaghetti, or reading a book, or playing catch with Dot. When, what do you think is going to happen? Ring! Everyone stops. Now they move fast. They pull on their big rubber boots and put on their pants and their jackets. Don't forget your helmets. You too, Dot. Dot and the firefighters jump into the truck and drive out the firehouse door. They turn on the sirens and everyone gets out of their way. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. The fire truck stops in front of the burning house. Ooh, you can see those flames shooting out of the rooftop. Dot and a firefighter run inside to wake up an old man who is sick in bed. The firefighter carries him to safety. Oh no, Dot hears a kitten. It must be trapped inside the house. And we talked here at school about how important it is to get out quickly and safely. We're not going back for anything, including those pets. If they can't make it out safely on their own, the firefighters will go back in for them. That's what they're trained to do. Dot goes back. She comes out carrying the little kitten in her mouth. Oh, Dot to the rescue. A firefighter climbs the ladder and breaks a window to let the smoke out. Down below, it takes 3 firefighters to aim the water at the windows. We learned in that Let's Find Out video that the water comes out of that hose so forcefully. Those firefighters have to work together to keep that hose in control. They are very strong. It takes a while, but finally the fire is out. The firefighters load their gear onto the truck. The old man is feeling better. He thanks the firefighters, and the little kitten licks Dot's nose. I guess that's the kitten's way of saying thank you. Back at the firehouse, the firefighters step out of their boots and pants and hang up their jackets next to their helmets. Dot's helmet comes off too. Everything gets checked out and put away. The truck gets washed outside behind the station. So it is ready to go for the next emergency. Now the firefighters can rest after a job well done. They might play a game of checkers or eat a bowl of soup. Dot takes a nap next to the big rubber boots, but she will be ready when the alarm bell rings again. So the little art project that we did today, and I've included in your paper packets as well, is a Dot the dog. Now your dog, of course, will start out just plain white. You will cut it out, along with cutting a little helmet as well, because if you remember from the story, Dot had a helmet of her own. Once you have that dog and helmet cut out, you can glue that helmet to the top of your dog's head. And to make it look like Dot from the story, you're going to want to give your dog some spots. It will become a Dalmatian. Here at school, we used black paint and a finger to give our dog its spots. At home, feel free, if you don't have paint readily available, to just use a black crayon or marker. This is what a finished product looks like. Super cute. And then the other thing that I stuck in your packets this week was just a fun little I Spy, a fun little firehouse I Spy. So, hope you enjoy those extra activities. Have a great rest of your day.